walking the sidewalk in the middle of town. My head is quite heavy, it's pointing straight down. I do not wish to look straight ahead. My body and mind just feels beyond dead. An intersection I finally reach where I'm welcomed with a horrible screech. Right or left, I'm asked to choose, but I continue along the sidewalk, change I refuse. My sidewalk is covered with sorrow and dirt. I'm loyal to the street, it's simply called hurt. As I continue, my pain sadly grows. The shoes I'm wearing are called blue woes. There seems like there's no end or slight hope in sight. This lonely town forever has night. It's just so difficult for me to leave. As I raise my head, I cannot believe a rusty sign with the name of the town. It reads sad, and it's painting straight down. There is nothing and there is nowhere. A big valley of darkness and despair. There is courage and there is fear. But between, there is no cloudy or clear. A face that is beautiful or simple and plain looks for a hiding place within the rain. A mountain so tall it seems to touch the sky, just as a mass of clouds appear in the eagle's eye. No, fires are burning where rivers run, and the rise of the early morning can't escape the sun. My sadness and sorrow I cannot explain. I'm gladly exchange it for physical pain. My heart has been crushed, thrown casually away. I'm struggling to cope with each passing day. The love that we shared, you cannot never deny. Just thinking about it leaves me to cry. Why did it have to happen this way? I'm so sad and confused. Right here where I lay, I cannot change the way that I feel. I wish I could do something to heal. For now I must accept and sit in my sorrow, hoping to improve with a better tomorrow. Like a flower with a gentle care I planted, but with time I did take this love for granted. Our bond dissolved, became like sand. The wind no longer it would withstand. And thin sadness, my brittle heart feels my foolishness. Each morning reveals our love was like a beautiful wave. I'd do anything to hold and save, but was it meant to reach its end? Engulfed by the shore, I could not defend. If our love was like the sun, then the darkness of night has clearly won. I do not wish to be sadness a slave. When the sun rises, I'll seek a new wave. A tragedy was born when the family slept, their neighbors and friends, and shock cried and wept. It all began when a fire broke out. The heart was determined. There was no doubt the young parents were engulfed by the smoke. They did not wake in their sleep. They did not choke. The flames turned around, approached by baby Dave's room. 6 months ago, he arrived from her womb, a red and golden angel, fearless and brave. Come to the rescue, baby Dave, he did save. Many years have since came and passed. Countless questions baby Dave has internally asked. Those days he's no longer baby Dave. He's a red and golden angel from fire he saves. I am so sorry for making you sad. You deserve to be very mad. Words cannot explain my guilt. I know the damage that my actions have built. I know things between us are a bit tense, but please believe that my regret is immense. Since I hurt you, I've really thought about the sorrow that I have brought. I'm so sorry for being so blind in your heart to forgive me. I hope you can find. I know you're feeling gloomy and down. I can tell by your voice and your current frown. I know it must be really hard. You've been hurt and clearly scarred. I know the healing will take time and won't be easy, a definite climb. I know you'll get through it. In the end, my hugs and support I'd like to extend. Born in 1963, cheerful and happy, grew up by the sea, childhood memories she collected crafts crabs and seashells, a life of all but whistles and bells. I raised a family with a wonderful soul. Each morning they'd laugh and talk during her stroll. Life was sweet until 2003. To her future she lost a key. It was a sudden and awful cancer on the river of tears. There was no answer. She lived with a smile right to the end. For beautiful 40 years she was my friend. We must savor every breath. We'll never predict our eventual death. Thinking about it shall do no good. Enjoy life and love, but we definitely should. How will death seduce or greet? There's no way we'll ever cheat. It may seem all very sad. You use your time, good deeds add. A death is a way to say goodbye. If we live in love, many will cry. Rhyme after rhyme. Never stop all day and all night. So I'm gonna cry. Here comes the pain. Here comes me wishing things would just remain the same. And just please, just never change. If I'd never met you, I wouldn't feel the pain of losing your sweet love. I wouldn't feel insane. But if I'd never met you, I wouldn't know the pleasure of ecstasy's warm gifts and memories to treasure. Now moving on with life, I force a wistful grin, questioning what went wrong and wondering what might have been. Is it really true? Our love is over now? Can it be for us time to say goodbye too soon? It's much too soon. My love for me, your smile with ease, but I can only sigh. We shared our lives and given so much love. I can't believe we're really going to part. You're moving toward a new life without me. I'm left with scars upon my broken heart. Go on now, if you must, I'll get along. How much it hurts, I don't want you to know. I'll set you free without inducing guilt, but as you leave, the silent tears will flow. I can't be mad, I love you way too much. I'll hide my sadness now, so you can tell. Sweet happiness is what I wish for you. Farewell, my love, I hope that you fare well. You were my everything, now you're gone. I don't have the strength to carry on. Skies always seemed sunny when you were here, and now there's nothing but gloom in my atmosphere. I loved you so much, you were all I had. Now my whole world is depressing and sad. I like to start feeling other than blue, but you were my everything. What can I do? Be patient and strong. Someday this pain will be useful to you. Is this all we have together? Is this what love really is? Yelling through a quarrel and making up with a kiss. Why can't we get along? Why do we have to fight? We starve true love day by day and just feed lust all through the night. I wish we'd settle down. I wonder where peace went. Why do we pick at each other? Why can't we be content? If this is what love is, if tenderness has flown, I'm thinking more and more it's better to be alone. My life is different now. I like it, some of it, much more time, lots of freedom, but you keep wandering into my thoughts. I feel a pain, a little stab of pain when I think of the good times, even the not so good times. I really want to own this new life. Could you just please be a memory? When we converse, it's just surface stuff. We say some words, but is it enough? We get along, we rarely fight, but where is the spark, the joy, the delight? We're settled into the same routine. Sometimes I'd like to flee the scene. Everything's easy. We don't have it rough, but sometimes I wonder, is it enough? I walk around in a daze, my hollowed out interior, filled with smoky gloom, choking off all joy. Just as life begins to clear, I gasp aloud, have a realization, you're not here, you never will be again. I wilt like a water lily in the desert. I walk around in a daze. If raindrops were tears and it rained every day, the rain couldn't wash my heartache away. You're still my ideal. My love never dies, but it cuts to the bone. And what I see in your eyes, you want me to stop. You want to be friends, but you'll be my true love until breath and life ends. And now that you're gone, I realize how much you meant to me. My loss is wide as a starless night sky and deep as a stormy sea. I miss the comfort of your sweet love, your absolute devotion. Now I'm a fountain of endless tears, a pool of sad emotion. They tell me I should move on with my life, that time will heal my pain. I smile and nod and agree with them while I slowly go insane. If I only had done the things that keep true love alive, I wouldn't have to acknowledge now that our love cannot survive. If only I had described to you the joy you brought to me instead of bringing you complaints, you wouldn't have set me free. If I had touched you, kissed you, loved, if I had loved you stronger, if I had appreciated you, we would have lasted longer. If I had often said to you, it's you whom I adore, perhaps you'd still be with me now. If you're lonely now, you won't be lonely long. Well, if I had told you more, if only I had treated you as if we were best friends, I wouldn't be alone in grief as our faded love finally ends. If only I didn't have to say, if only my love, if only I wouldn't be all by myself, so sorry, so sad and lonely. My heart is breaking in me. It's still you whom I adore. My tears are overflowing. You don't love me anymore. I sleepwalk through the day. I pray to heaven above, hoping you'll change your mind. But I know I've lost your love. I wish that things were different. I wish it were the way it was. But reality has no pity. Reality has no pity. It happens the way it does. Will I ever feel any better with days when I don't cry? No matter what, it's time to say goodbye, my love, goodbye. I don't know what to do to get me back to you. I've got nothing left to lose. I'm sadness, tears, and blues. All bridges have been crossed. I guess our love is lost. Well, I'm praying for you, to you, dear. I'm praying to you, dear Lord above, for my heart's profound wish, a perfect love. I pray you'll give me one who cares, who understands me, who always shares the answer to my fondest dream. The two of us a perfect team. Lord, when each day is through, I pray we'll turn our hearts to you. She has eyes like the bluest skies that remind me of childhood memories. I'd hate to look into those eyes. I'd probably break down and cry. Whoa, sweet child of mine. Whoa, sweet child of mine. I think that I shall never know why I'm thus and I am so. Around me, other girls inspire and men to rush and the roar of fire, the sweet transparency of glass, the tenderness of April grass, the durability of granite. But me, I don't know how to plan it. The lads I've met in Cupid's deadlock, or shall we say, born out of wedlock. They broke my heart, they stilled my song, and said they had to run along, explaining so to stop my tears. First came their parents of careers, but ever does experience deny my wisdom, deny me wisdom, common sense, and foe. She's a fool who seeks to capture the 21st line careless rapture. I must go on till ends my rope, who from my birth was cursed with hope, a heart and half is chaste, art chick, but mine resembles a mosaic. The thing has become ridiculous. Why am I so? Why am I thus? Sleep, my beloved, without worry, without fear. although my soul does not sleep, although I do not rest. Sleep, sleep, and in the night may your whispers be softer than a leaf of grass or of a silken fleece of lambs. May my fresh slumber and you my worry, my trembling, and you may my eyes close and my heart sleep all night long. The hockey pitchers gaze down at you, sleeping in your tracksuit. Belligerent goalies are your ideal threats of being traded, cuts and wounds. All this pleases you. Oh my God, you say at breakfast, reading the sports page over the Elpin as another player breaks his ankle or assaults the coach. When I thought of daughters, I was expecting this, but I like this more. I like all your faults, even your purple moods. Yes, it's true. I'm all cried out over you. If I speak of death, which you fear now greatly, is without answers, except that each one we know is in our blood. Don't recall graves. Memory is permanent. Remember the afternoon's yellow suburban annunciation. Your goalie in his frightening mass dreams, perhaps greatness. She has eyes like the bluest skies that remind me of childhood memories. I'd hate to look into those eyes. I'd probably break down and cry. Well, sweet child of mine, it must have been very hard on you. I'm sorry for all that's been said and done. I was the moon, you were the sun. I'm sorry for not making everything right, but the situation I was in was very tight. I'm sorry for not lending you a hand. If only I could be a better friend. I'm sorry if it seemed like I didn't care. Lucky for you, your special someone was there. I'm sorry for breaking your heart. For forgiveness, where do I start? I never stopped to realize how lonely I would be. I never thought the day would come when you'd grow tired of me. Your voice was never sweeter than the day you said goodbye. You'll never know how much it hurt because I'm too big to cry. If I knew then what I know now, you'd still be kissing me. Instead, there's someone else's lips where mine used to be. I say hello and wish you well each time I pass you by, but you'll never know how much it hurt because I'm too big to cry. You never looked so wonderful as the day you walked away. I used to say I love you, but that I could not stay. I can't forget you, darling, no matter how much I try. You'll never know how much it hurt because I'm too big to cry. Have you ever loved someone, but they didn't even care? Have you ever felt like crying but knew you'd get nowhere? Have you ever looked into their eyes and said a little prayer? Have you ever looked into their hearts and wished you were there? Have you ever felt their heartbeat when the lights were turned down low? Have you ever whispered, God, I love you, but you'll never let me show? Love is grand, yet it hurts so much. The price you pay is high. If I could choose between life, love, and death, I'd choose rather to die. So do not fall in love, my friend. It does not pay a dime. It only causes broken hearts. And yet it happens all the time. So do not fall in love, my friend. You'll hurt before it's through. I ought to know, my friend, I fell in love with you. Watching you from across the room, sincere and painful in my heart. I think back to a year ago when I thought we'd never part. My love for you just won't die down. It just grows with each new day. I wish you dare to look at me and hear what I have to say. I love you and I want you back. But these words you just won't hear. You don't seem to remember them. All the memories I hold dear. You were my first kiss, my first love, and now you don't even care. How could you just blow it all away? We're the perfect pair. You seem content to let me go. You're doing fine as you are, while I'm still missing how we are, how we were. We had the best love by far. From afar, twinkle, twinkle, little star. I've learned a lot of lessons in the short time I have lived. I've learned how to appreciate and I've learned how to give. But in these past few months, there's two I'll remember most. I've learned how to love and I've learned to let go. You entered my life with such a force and left it with one as strong. And though and we tried to make it last. We both knew it wouldn't be long. I lie at night and think about how I'm the one to blame. If only I would have trusted you, I could have missed this pain. And so I spent each day of my life with my heart in pieces, torn into pieces. And when I thought it could never be cured, something happened. I expected at least. I guess my soul was all cried out, and it was tired of being used. And even though I know I'm guilty, I was tired of being accused. And so I've learned to end this without an urge to cry. These are my final words to you. I love you and goodbye. You took chances once too many times. As a child you thought, oh no, never me. Life is a gift, given and taken at some unknown time. Your time came too soon. Your life was over in a flash. The fun you shared, the joy you brought, and just a memory behind us. You truly were an angel sent from heaven and above. Sent from heaven above. Your shocking death just broke the hearts of everyone. When I found out that you had died, I thought they were wrong. You were so alive, and then just like that, you were gone. A flame blown out in seconds, confirming our worst fears. A light that shines no more on earth, for which we shed many tears. But still, you are my beacon, and I need you right now. I need you now. You hear all the prayers I say because they are answered somehow. I wish that you could be here, but in a way you are. Your symbol of a rose goes everywhere with me, so I know you can't be far. It still is quite a shock to me that you had to die, but no one will forget you, and I love you and goodbye. As eyes like the bluest skies that remind me of childhood memories. I'd hate to look into those eyes. I'd probably break down and cry. Whoa, sweet child of mine. Whoa, sweet child of mine. Has eyes like the bluest skies. I cry, why, oh why? I am a soldier who has been to war countless times, stationed in the battlefield of my mind, the war between a constant desire to die and an instinctual need to live on, a war from which I never came home the same. All my comrades have disappeared, reduced to ghosts, haunting the memories I love or hate the most. We closed our eyes, held hands, and went through the explosions and gunshots together. And yet I opened my eyes, and they had been blown clean out of my grasp. Gone. Their corpses nowhere to be found till today. The only ones remaining, whole and reduced to severed limbs, there but at the time, and not really there. After the war, I returned home to reality with vacant eyes that have seen things nobody should see, and a constant longing for a body next to mine or a hand to hold, and to get through the terrible nights being woken up from night terrors and dull days spent staring into space at something out of this world, but not visible to the naked eye. And just like war veterans, they commemorate us with candles and flowers on empty work desks or lockers after we have died at our own hands. Wham, bam, the glare of a CCTV camera facing a swivel chair that once was covered with flannel jackets, now bare, like the back of a nude girl submerged, face down in a bathtub, screaming underwater so nobody could hear her. The afternoon sunlight piercing through the half-open blinds over a once decorated desk, now empty, save for the few fallen hair strands here and there. The rose-scented breeze she'd create as she darted past desks to go cry in the bathroom, now replaced with the harsh, cold glade from the air conditioning units, as harsh and cold as her departure. The darkened glances that she never saw, now forever seen. Here comes goodbye. Here comes the last time. Here comes the start of every sleepless night, the first of every tear I'm gonna cry. Why? Oh, why? Ashes of regret burn into my heart, moments missed, now torn apart, of broken promises and shattered dreams. Life's cruel fate, it always seems. I wander through life with a heavy heart. Memories haunt me, tearing me apart. The road ahead seems dark and bleak as I carry on feeling weak. And no solace to be found, no peace in sight, just endless grief that consumes me each night. Oh, how I wish things could be different, but reality is cruel and unforgiving. I walk through a life with a heavy heart, filled with sorrow and endless tears. The weight of pain dragging me down, leaving me with an empty soul. Every day is a struggle as I try to hide my brokenness, lost in a world that doesn't understand the depth of my sadness. Lost in the darkness, I wander alone. No light to guide me, no place to call home. The road is endless, and I am weary, tired of living in a world so dreary. The sun doesn't shine, the stars don't twinkle, and in this dark abyss, my soul is wrinkled. Misery and sorrow, my only companions, in this cold and desolate wasteland of emotions. My tears have dried, my heart has turned cold. In this darkness I have sold my soul. No hope, no salvation, just endless sorrow as I continue to stumble into the unknown tomorrow. Bye forever, sadness, lullaby.